Welcome to a new Twisted video. This video was a lot of work, so please like and subscribe. When I spawned in, I instantly saw this tornado. I checked the radar and noticed that this tornado was already an orange TVS. So I quickly spawned my car and drove to the tornado. I tried to get in front of the tornado, but I decided to turn around because this way was too risky. The tornado was now a pink TVS tornado. I realized how big the wind field of this tornado was. I thought I could drive behind the tornado, but the wind field was so big that the tornado nearly sucked me up. I quickly turned on my parking brake, and luckily, I survived. Now, I was a little bit scared of the tornado, and thought that this tornado easily had a top wind speed of over 200 miles per hour. And every time I had the feeling that I was too close to the tornado, I activated my parking brake. I also realized that there were power flashes hundreds of yards away from the tornado. A new storm spawned, so I decided after a while to go after this one because the other tornado went off the map. That storm had a large hail core. I saw that there was a tornado on the ground. When I checked the radar, I saw that this tornado was out of the radar range. There was also another storm that spawned, but I stayed with this storm. Here you can see in a time lapse how I tried to get in front of this tornado. The tornado changed direction, so I turned around to get in front of the tornado again. I deployed probes in front of the tornado. The probes recorded maximum wind speeds of 77 miles per hour. I didn't want to risk anything because I didn't know in which direction the tornado would move. So I decided to drive further away from the tornado. Then the tornado lifted and I retrieved my probes. It got dark, so I left the server and joined another one. When I spawned in, I saw this storm. When I looked at the radar, I noticed that this storm was growing and already had a hook. I purchased a new vehicle. It's the truck from the movie Twister. After I spawned it, I realized that the truck had the wrong color. In the next video, I will change that. The storm had a rotation and got tornado warned. I decided to drive north and then west to get in front of the rotation. Then I saw the tornado for the first time. It was a yellow TVS tornado. When the tornado went through Hibbing, I saw many power flashes. Now it was an orange TVS tornado. I deployed probes, but by the time the tornado reached me, it was only a green TVS tornado. I dropped another probe because I thought that the tornado was moving in my direction. I had the right feeling because this probe recorded maximum wind speeds of 71 miles per hour. It was a weak tornado at this point, and a few seconds after my probe intercepted it, the tornado lifted. After that, I picked up my probes and drove to the next Tomcat performance because I wanted to see how much a mesonet costs. On this ride, I had an incredible view of the supercell. I realized that I didn't have enough money to purchase one. It got dark and I left the server because the next day on this server was a TSTM day. I joined a server where the next 2 days were moderate and high risk. On this server, it was early in the morning, so I had 2 full chase days ahead of me. I spawned my car and wanted to go after the storm, which already had a tornado on the ground. At first, I drove in the wrong direction, so I turned around. I noticed that the tornado had disappeared, so I turned back to Prior Lake. That was a bad idea because the storm produced a violent tornado. I cursed myself for the decision to turn around. Here you can see a time-lapse of the radar. When I saw a new storm popping up, I instantly drove to it. I drove in the direction where a hook had formed, but turned around and waited on the interstate because I wanted the storm to come to me. I started to see an inflow band. On the velocity radar, I noticed a bit of rotation. The rotation got stronger and stronger. After a while, a wall cloud formed, but on the velocity radar, the rotation was gone. After a few seconds, I noticed a strong rotation. Then a funnel formed. I drove off the interstate to a street farther north to have time to deploy the probes. The tornado touched down east of Hibbing. When it touched down, it was a green TVS tornado. The tornado was also a multi-vortex tornado. It was now a yellow TVS tornado. I was directly in front of it, but I had to find the perfect spot to place the probes. I quickly deployed one probe and drove away. The probe recorded maximum wind speeds of 108 miles per hour. I drove to the next street north of the tornado to deploy the other two probes. But the tornado changed direction. Then I decided to deploy the probes at the crossroad. At this time, it was an orange TVS tornado. Sadly, my probes missed the tornado. In this video, my probes very often missed them. I picked up my probes and noticed a new wall cloud next to the tornado. When I looked at the radar, I saw that the old tornado had lifted and the new wall cloud had a tornado. The old wall cloud disappeared, so I went after the other wall cloud where the rotation was strengthening. As I expected, the storm produced another tornado which moved northeast. I didn't see the tornado because the hail core blocked the view. At this point, I end the video. Subscribe so you don't miss part 2 of this chase.